Hey everyone, Brian from Workshop Addict. And tool companies seem to jump in and out of the rolling tool chests and cabinets like we have behind us. DEWALT is one of them that seems to have something cool that's out and then that goes away and something new comes in and that's really cool. But today what we want to do is show you what is brand new from DEWALT in the tool chest and cabinet area. This is a made in the USA with some global materials. We're going to pull out those global materials, talk to you about how it came, how we assembled it. We're going to tear into this unit, look behind it, see how it's put together, and then we're going to load it up and see how it functions. So stay tuned. Unless you find a store that has this assembled, you're going to get this in two separate boxes. We started out first with the 9-drawer rolling cabinet that is model number DWST25294. This cabinet was on a pallet and it is kind of built into this pallet so it's not going to move. That causes a few issues when you're trying to pick this guy up, and it also can cause some issues if you find that your box or pallet was hit. On the bottom there are two runners that hold the casters up, and those are riveted into place. If this box was hit, you might find that one of the rivets is broken. Not a big deal. We're going to talk to you a little bit more about that, and if the plate for the caster nuts is not in place, where you can find that and how you can put it all back together without any issues. But when you're lifting this off, you have to lift it straight up and not kind of slide it. Sliding this one way or another can cause the rivets to also break. So try to get a friend. Doing it by yourself is a little bit tough. There's really a little installation that we have to do here. It's going to be the 4 casters. So you're going to decide what end you're going to put the handle on and make sure your swivel casters are on the correct end. And from there, put on your handle. Very, very, very simple. Just works good if you have a couple people to move this around. From there, we went to the 8-drawer tool chest, which is model number DWST25182. This too has runners that are on the bottom of the chest. Those bolt to the cabinet. So when you're picking this up, it's not going to want to slide forward and back. You're going to have to physically kind of pick it up and get it over those built-in pieces of wood that hold this in place. This is making it a little harder for me to slide it off the pallet and onto the top of this cabinet. From here, you just have 4 bolts that hold it in place, which is very nice and easy. You're just going to remove the top drawer from the rolling cabinet and find where the holes go up and just bolt them into place. Once everything is put together, it should look exactly like this. If you're wondering, there is a small opening here between the chest and the cabinet, and that is because there's a lip that's inside here. If you only were to buy the cabinet, you would actually have a mat that goes across, and then there's that lip so things wouldn't slide off the top, or you could make your own wood top to go in there. This is very nice looking. You can see there are riv nuts on both sides for the handle. You do have a drawer liner or a pad that goes up on top that is branded. Each drawer has a DEWALT drawer liner. They're all shipped together. You just simply put them into place. This toolbox uses a positive lock system. So you have these little guys with ball bearing slides that you push in, and they can't come out unless you lift. Now there's nothing in this toolbox and it's not on complete level ground, so we're getting a little bit of shaking and rocking. But you do have full extension drawers. You can see that more on the drawers on the bottom. This little overhang on the top of each box will limit you to getting into the full drawer. We're going to pull them out and look at that a little bit more. The handle that's here, it's very nice. I like the grip here. I like how it's put together and just doesn't roll. You do have a set of plugs on the bottom on the outside and a set of plugs on the inside with USB. These can be locked up. Your keys are here and pretty large. We'll look at that system completely on the inside. Plugs for the top and the bottom are taped on the back. I like how this is designed compared to some of the other models with some thinner drawers. Not everything is a large drawer, but as you look at it, a lot of this was put together for a group of power tools. If you're looking at this chest and saying, wow, can I fit it into the area that I have? It is going to be 51 5/8 inches wide, not including the handle, 54.5 with the handle, 67 1/4 inches tall to here, 87 3/8 with this top open. It's 21 inches deep. That does not include the little bit of room that you need for the top to open or the plugs in the back. The drawers are all 18 3/4 inches deep. And let's get into taking this guy apart and looking at the inside. Construction of this box in most places is dual wall. It is 18 and 20 gauge metal. You can see the bottom here, there are no bolts coming up, so there is a dual wall construction on the bottom. This front lip here is single wall, and we found some of the first global materials, which is going to be the ball bearing slides. They are made in Taiwan. But the locking system is here. We can see that and how it works. Basically, we just have these guys that are coming down and sitting over the drawers that are completely closed. Interior wise, we do mostly have everything covered. There are a few spots that do not have a real thick coating on them, but everything here is actually covered. It looks pretty fair, and there is possibly some adjustment if you wanted to change the way the drawers lay out here. You just have to drill out a couple rivets. When looking at the inside of the bottom, we can see we have the same style of locks, but we do have better powder coating all the way through. You can see the lock mechanism up top. Same hinges from the top on the bottom, and there is some dual wall construction here. This is the plate that holds the casters in place. You can see right here is the single rivet. Right here is one that is missing the rivet. And that, it's real easy. You just pull out a drawer, you can find it, set it in place. Very, very simple. Same thing on the other side. You can see down at the bottom that this is just a single wall here, same as up top, single wall. This stuff is bent around into a U, not fully boxed. This is very, very standard. Once you start to take these boxes apart, you'll see this in just about every box that's out there. Getting a little bit of a different angle here, we can see the 2 bolts on this side holding the top on, and also 2 over there. There are other holes in this top, so if you were to make your own and you wanted to bolt it down in different ways, there are multiple holes already there. The build quality of this drawer is pretty fair. The DEWALT branded drawer liners are a nice touch. You do have a fold in the back that's giving this a little bit extra strength, and you have the same up front. As you move up into higher grade toolboxes, they also have the folds on the sides to give it a little bit more rigidity, but in this case they're using the slides to do that. These drawers feel pretty good, although they are made of a fairly thin steel. Something to note on this box, DEWALT rated all the drawers to have a 200-pound capacity that have single slides. Now this long full width drawer here has dual slides, and it is rated for 300 pounds. When you look at the larger drawers in the bottom, they're rated at 200 pounds and have single slides, but are drilled or made so that you could add another set of slides, or possibly DEWALT could add them down the road. Personally, I like what DEWALT did with the upper portion of this box, making it fairly thin. This is a great place to put a couple chargers, maybe some batteries. You could lay a drill down, but it's not going to be a place where you're going to put a lot of power tools. In fact, you might not even be able to put a battery on the charger and close the lid. So to me, this is how toolbox used to be made, and they've kind of switched over to giving you a lot of storage on top. But once you have that storage, you use it for things that don't necessarily need to be there. I also like that there's a small lip here that would hold anything inside from coming out. So in a lot of ways, this box was pretty well thought out. Made in the USA with global materials is still very important to me. People in the US are putting this box together, bending the steel, powder coating it, in doing something. And I think bringing jobs back to the US is very important, and it is why I wanted to take on the review of this box. There are some pieces in here, obviously, like the drawer slides and the casters that are made somewhere else. Drawer slides were Taiwan, casters were China. I couldn't figure out if this handle was made in the USA or not. Basically, we have some keys here that really do not tell us where they are made, so those locks could possibly be made somewhere else. And also, the pneumatic slides here are most likely made in China. Other than that, this is made by American workers. I really, really like that. So what I'm going to do at this point is load this guy up a little bit and kind of go through how some of the drawers function. So by no means here have I spent a ton of time with this toolbox. I've just kind of loaded it up with some of our tools to give you an idea of what we found while working with it. We will of course have this a little bit longer term and be able to answer any questions. If you have any, just leave them below. We took all the stickers off on the outside. They came off super easy. Not the case with the one on the inside. So don't start peeling that one until you have some time on your hands. The drawers here are set up nice. They work well. I'm going to bring you in and have you look at this top drawer as we have some John Deere weights in it. So this drawer is set up for 300 pounds. I have fairly close here 80 pounds worth of weight and some other tools. By no means close to 300 pounds. I think we're dragging here lightly on these two rivets. And that's mostly where we have the weight. 300 pounds in this drawer, I think it will move. I think it'll take it. I think it'll have to be distributed very evenly, but I think that's a little bit of a push from where I would want to have the drawer. If we take these 80 pounds out, put them in the bottom, this should be a fully loaded drawer. No, that's in normal terms because we have one set of slides. DEWALT's rating this for 200 pounds. It does make some noise with the rest of the box when it closes, but it slides perfectly fine. So for most people, it's pretty rough to find something so heavy that you could fit a full 200 pounds in that drawer unless you're stacking it with lots of iron. If you remember, there was a sticker right here basically showing circular saw. So you could put a circular saw over here, and I have other bags in this drawer at this point, and no issue. You really can't fit two of them, and you don't really need this full depth. You might with some of the worm drive style or blade left saws, but there is a huge drawer here that could be used for a lot of different things. I hope this doesn't become a catch-all. At this point it is. I just threw a bunch of bags in there. But this drawer is nice and big, nice depth for almost any tools that you might have that are going to be similar to a circular saw, and it fits and slides nice. As we discussed before, the lock on the inside and the lock for the top here, they work well as long as the drawers are all the way in. If the drawers aren't in, it will still lock, but leave a drawer open and not allow it to close. You probably wouldn't want to slam this either because you could bend the metal in there because they're just those little tabs that come over the back of the drawer. Keys are nice, locks work good, everything here is good. This thin drawer on both sides is absolutely perfect because it allows you to put some wrenches in here. I do not have anything set up at all, but I just threw my wrenches that I have in some bags in here and some other ones in organizers. But this gives you a great place for some hand tools that could go in here. Doesn't take up much area. Top drawer, I do not have anything in yet. This drawer here fits the large batteries, the flexible batteries without issue. I even have a Milwaukee battery in here just to test it out. Fits that perfectly. This is the same size drawer that I just threw some more stuff in just because realistically here, I don't have everything planned out. I'm just testing it out to see what we can get. Bottom drawer here layout is great. You notice they're not the same on the right and the left. I like that, mostly because of this big drawer, which maybe could have been smaller, but it will fit some people very nice. I threw some impact sockets in here. These are fairly heavy cases, and what I would expect for most people to see in these drawers, they slide super nice. So I think if anyone's looking for good slides, they have it. This is another mess, again, that just needs to be sorted out and something that I don't have completely put together. But in using this, I see a lot of great potential. So the pricing on this box currently is almost all online that I can find. And every place that I see selling it has it with free shipping. Note that this is going to come in a semi, most likely, on 2 pallets, and that shipping cannot be overly cheap. So I'm very interested to see where this price is going to level out inside stores and where this box is actually going to end up. I like the layout. This is one of the first full DIY boxes that I'm looking at that I can say it has a lot of drawers that are going to be useful for many people. Everyone's got hand tools that they're going to want to put in different drawers. You have some thinner drawers. Everybody's got power tools that they're going to want to put away. Some people have some larger ones. Some people are going to use that as kind of a junk collection area, but it has something for everyone. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. No box is. It would be nice to see a couple more slides on the bottom drawers just for a little more heft, but it doesn't feel cheap in any way. The drawers pull out. They don't rock back and forth more than what you would expect from any drawer that's out there. This one's got some weight on it. It works well, and the POSI-LATCH is nice. Soft close drawers are really great, and you can make a really cheap toolbox look and feel really good with some good soft close drawers. They quiet everything down, they make it feel good, but eventually they'll either wear out or break, and that sucks. So if you want something that's going to last a long time, there's not much to break here. This is kind of one of those build it and it's going to be the same for many years. I like that. We could use on the 52-inch another set of casters in the center. I would like that if you were going to roll this toolbox around a lot. DEWALT rated this at 2,500 or 3,000 pounds for the full unit. I would not roll it around a lot with that much weight in it. It rolls around fine now. I don't have a ton of weight in it, but another set of casters on the bottom would give me that really warm feeling inside. Other than that, the top of this is absolutely perfect for me. It may not be for you. I'd be curious as to what you think. Do you like the newer style where they have a ton of space up here and you lose drawers? Personally, I'd rather have drawers. So overall, I like it. I'm going to use this to kind of set up something for my son to work out of and give him a place that he doesn't have to maybe keep up to my standards as far as keeping things clean and organized. So we're going to test that out. If you have any more comments, please leave them below. If you have any long-term questions, leave them below. We'll try to answer them. We appreciate your time, guys. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.